All right, let's get moving on this one. It's 4:23. This is going to be video number 60, and we'll be doing all 4 problems of assignment number 26. So, like I said, we're getting to the end of this topic, and I'm just trying to fill in the work for you that's going to be on your test. Okay, so here we look at this one here. The lateral area is 12 pi square units. The radius is 3, and your job is to find the height. So there we go. We don't know the height, but we know this lateral area. One more time, if you peel the label off a soup can and just stretch it out, of course, you're going to get a rectangle. Make sure you understand that. It's common sense, but make sure you understand that. So the area of the whole thing is 12 pi. And so let's see what we have here. If the area of the whole thing is 12 pi and the radius is 3, then 2 pi times 3 times h must equal 12 pi. So now we just put everything together. 6 pi times h equals 12 pi. And we just divide both sides by 6 pi. And h turns out to equal 2 units. Linear, of course, because it's just the height of the soup can. So just an easy word problem, reword it. Okay? So now we're aware of the fact that we have to know lateral surface area, soup cans, that means cylinders, and we'll just erase this and move on to the next one without further ado. Okay, so there we go, we got that one down, and now they're asking you to compare 2 three-dimensional objects. The assignment says that find the difference to 100, so it's a calculator problem. So for the sphere, I just fill in the data, 4 over 3 pi, and the radius is 3.5. And there are lots of reasons, lots of reasons this is a calculator problem. Once you see 3.5, you know it's a calculator problem. And also, once you see to 100th, that also tells you that they expect you to do the problem with a calculator. All right? And the other guy's a cone. And so I'll just put the cone like this in English, doing them different ways. I think everybody's who's going to get this has gotten it. And here the height is 4 and the radius is 2.5. So it's 1/3 pi 2.5 squared. And what was the height again? The height was, according to the data here, the height was 4. So there you go. Whichever is bigger, you subtract the smaller one from the bigger one. So here's the math here. When I wrote out the sphere, I came out with, let's see what this one says, 179.59 to 100th. So that's the little sphere there. And let's see which one is bigger. The cone was 84. Just put a little cone over that. 84 point, I don't know what the, I'm rounding to 100. That should be good enough. Just about all of it's a multiple choice test. So obviously the sphere has more volume than the cone. You subtract, and you shouldn't have a difficult problem with a calculator in your hand coming up with 94.77 cubic units. And we've done these problems. Just be prepared for problems where they're asking you to compare one to the other, either as a ratio or which one's bigger than the other. So you'll have that at your disposition for the test, and you'll be familiar when you see those. Okay. By the way, I got a letter this morning, and be careful. Sometimes on questions on the test, the Regents people are using 3.14 for pi. So when you use your calculator value for pi, which as we calculated a week or so ago, is all the way to a millionth, there will be a small difference in the value. But these would be multiple choice questions, so you should be good on that. Figure out it's close, it's got to be the correct answer. I'm sure most of you won't have a big deal for that. And now the third one says you have a rectangular prism. So I'll draw a little picture of one. Really, we should say to keep with the Regents' vocabulary, a right rectangular prism. Okay, there it is. And they're going to ask you quite a few times. They tell you that the surface area is 382 square units. And then they tell you that the width is 7. Be prepared for these kind of problems. Very easy. 7th graders could do them with no sweat, and especially if you had a calculator. So here we go again. You're expected to know in 7th grade, never mind 8th grade, how to do this stuff. And so we have 2 times 7 times 9. That takes care of that. And we're looking for L, of course. All right? And then we have plus 2 times L times 7. And finally, plus 2 times H. L, excuse me. Sorry about that. L times 9. And the whole thing is equaling 382. So just make sure that you do have the combination. This would be WH, LH, and LW, or whatever order there. And now we put everything together, and that comes up to 126 plus 14L plus 18L, and that, of course, equals 382. I'll let you have the honors of doing the math here. Let's see, you're going to have a minus 126 over here, minus 126 over here, and that would mean that 32L, right? 14 plus 18, 32L would equal whatever the difference is. I don't know why I didn't work out the math myself. 382 minus 126, and that would be 256. And then when we divide both sides with the calculator, of course, my answer was L equals, let's see what we got here. You had 7 and 8, so so L equals 8. Okay. Whoops, L equals L. Of course L equals L, but L also equals 8. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, we're doing fine with the time. So, actually, I'm going to cut the video off now because I just want to write out all the numbers for the next 2. I think that would be better. So let me send you this one, and then I'll do 4 and 5 on another video. I think it'll be a little easier because I can set up the data.